The gospel is God's hopeful response to our shared stories of longing and loss. And that gospel is what turns our common experience into a shared story of hope.
400 or 500 years in the Western tradition, we've talked about the human condition, the fact that all of us die, the fact that every one of us wants community and every one of us feels alienated from community. Think about the process of growing up, that every teenager feels at the same time that the need for individuation and the need to stay connected to their parent. And that's why it's so hard. I mean, it's hard to be the parent of a teenager and it's hard to be a teenager. Life is hard. Part of the reason we listen so well is because we have to understand how life is hard for our people. But it wouldn't be enough just to leave it at, well, life is hard. Then you move on. The greatest act of listening in human history is the incarnation. When the word became flesh and dwelt among us, he said, I'm not just going to walk in your shoes, I'm going to walk in your feet. And the book of Hebrews talks about how we have a high priest who understands our pain, who understands our finitude. And the gospel is God's response to saying every one of us is trapped by sin, not just the sins that we do, but the sinfulness and fallenness of the world, what Paul describes as this world of decay and death. Every one of us is trapped by that. And there's nothing we can do to get out of it. But then Jesus comes to live and to die and to rise again and to send the Spirit so that we might be transformed. So what we had, a message of loss. We had a common experience where every one of us knows the human condition is painful and difficult. And the gospel is, and every one of you can be transformed. And every one of you can turn that decay into hope and then be bound together by the Spirit as a community of hope. The gospel is God's response to our loss.